For a lot of us, one of the most terrifying aspects of getting older is the secret fear that we may be turning into our parents. It's not about making the same choices or even wearing the same kind of clothes. It's the gradual dissolution of your own identity has an inevitable fact. Compound this with the inheritance of infirmity. Watching a loved one fade away in body and mind, knowing full well that you are staring into a mirror, darkly reflecting your own possible future. Hereditary, directed by Ari Aster, has the initial feeling that you've just started watching a haunted house film, but secretly pulls the rug under its audience's feet near the end, with an homage to films like The Wicker Man and Rosemary's Baby. But I'll get more to that towards the end.
I needed to feed you. She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
I recognize you from your mother.
What? Sometimes I swear I can feel them in the room.
By following the progress of Toni Collette's character, you can get an excellent view of the film's themes and plots. Her performance is one of the things that makes this movie stand out. She plays the matriarch of a well-off family living somewhere on the West Coast. A successful artist who uses her miniatures to compartmentalize the traumas she suffered in her own past, from having to deal with her mother, a woman with a checkered past of mental illnesses, whose last years were marked by senility and erratic behavior that she is now only beginning to understand. She also uses her miniatures to explore the frustrations she shares with her family, her well-meaning but aloof husband, her teenage son struggling with drug addiction, and her youngest daughter, a special needs child with an extreme amount of difficulty adapting to the world around her. Charlie, Toni Collette's character's daughter, is a collection of bizarre tics and strange obsessions with building figures out of the remains of dead animals and any trash she finds. It's through her perspective that the audience is shown that maybe the misfortunes following this family may not have an earthly origin, and that perhaps maybe something sinister and supernatural has set its sights on this family. The film's second act presents a drastic shift in focus and tempo, as the unease surrounding the family's situation is compounded by an explosive tragedy. The death of Charlie due to the negligence of her older brother, Peter. It's after this turning point that we see the film's characters spiral into their own self-destructive behaviors. Annie, Toni Collette's character, goes down the rabbit hole after a mysterious new friend introduces her to spiritualism and becomes obsessed with contacting Charlie on the other side. Peter's dependence on drugs increases as he is haunted by terrifying visions of his dead sister and inexplicable events intruding into his real life, sapping the last embers of his sanity. Annie's husband, Steve, further distances himself from his remaining family members, insulating himself from their traumas and leaving him unprepared for the horror that is about to consume them all. I'm not eager to spoil the ending of Heredity. It's a well-laid payoff that you should enjoy for yourself. Its execution, however, was, well, probably the only part of the film I felt was out of place. It was a strange experience, since the film so expertly puts you on pins and needles for almost the entirety of its length, only to pull the rug out from you at the end with a sequence that seems almost pulled from an early Peter Jackson film. I don't consider that a knock, though. The relief I felt as the film took a turn for the weird was a delightful experience, and for me, just part of the package. Hereditary is a pretty solid recommend from me. It plays with some heavy issues regarding mental illness and aging, and it's still out in a few theaters. However, since its DVD release will probably be well on track for fall, I'd also recommend making it a perfect choice for your Halloween viewing. Well, if you liked the review, feel free to subscribe or drop a like. Until then, thanks for coming by for lunch and have a great day.